Hey everybody, it's me again, Marita, with Let's Be Real, Generation to Generation. The Lord has given me a 90-day challenge for all of us to come together as unity. I'm sure somebody out there knows how to still come together in unity. We got a 90-day challenge, and the 90-day challenge is renewing your mind, taking off layers, position yourself to come out of darkness. And you're going to come out of the darkness of your heredity traits, your heredity trends, and the generational curses. Now, this is a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. That's why it's 90 days. And then after the 90 days, you can resume in what God has already placed in your heart and your mind. We're going to be talking about the mind. Now, let me tell you about the mind. The mind is an element of a person that enables them to be aware of the world and their experiences. This is to think, this is our sense faculties, to think and to feel, the faculty on our consciousness and our thoughts. That's how we think every day, our actions and how we take place in life. And then we're going to talk about renewing, which is going to restore, refresh, regenerate, converse you, rebirth you, redoom you, redeem you, and restore you into a new person, a new conscious mindset, a new spiritual mindset. Then we're going to have to, while we're doing that, we're going to be recognizing the need for change. We're going to understand the need, why we need to change. This is going to bring up we're going to do our own self empowerment, but as a unity, recognizing. Then you're going to identify areas in your life that you know needs to be transformed, that we don't acknowledge, that we put behind in the back of our head. In that back of our head, I'm talking about that subconscious that sticks back here and comes up when all the positive things come out to make things negative. We're going to get rid of all those things. Then we're going to examine our thoughts. We're going to examine our thought process, our patterns, and the roles that we take, and the traits that we carry. We're going to talk about our behavior, how we act when we're in different situations. We're going to talk about relationships, and if we can keep in them, how we keep them, if do we have friends, or are we lonely, and why we lonely. Then we're going to talk about a disorder. So once we get all that out the way, we recognize and identify and examine. We're going to talk about our disorders. Our disorders, we have so many. Anxiety has so many group of disorders in one, which produces our depression, which produces our attitudes, de- which produces our mentality on whether we're thinking negative or positive. When you learn that anxiety allows your mind to feel tensed and nervous, confused, and doubt, this all leads to depression. So we got to come out of the mood swings. And then we always quiet and we always down when we have depression in these mood swings. Now, when you learn all this together as one unity, anxiety is a group of disorders caused by environment, atmosphere, genetic traits that we can pinpoint once we learn to renew our mind, identify, examine, and we just put them in the steps together as one. Then you're going to have to do a self-reflection, okay? If you don't self-reflect, then it's not going to be good for you. You're going to take time to reflect on your actions, your motives, to help you understand your weaknesses and your strengths so that you may make conscious decisions in your everyday life. You want to avoid negative influences while you're doing this 90-day challenges. You don't want no distractions from being spiritually cleansed and learning how to be spiritually aware of where you are in life today. We're going to have scriptures that's going to be talking about how God's going to give you direction, and then how he's telling you to think on noble things, and then how he's telling you to put off old ways. It's scriptures for each and every week that we take a class. Prayers, we're going to talk about prayers. There's prayers in there for you to pray for affirmation. Now you're going to replace your name in there because this is you speaking to Christ and praying in the morning before you even start your day. So yeah, there is prayers for you to pray in there. The prayers are going to be for working on you. They're going to be working on your heart, learning, teaching you that God is your source, teaching you to lean on him and not everybody else, teaching you about repentance, teaching you about patience, teaching you about peace. This is all unity, and we're all taking off layers together. We're going to have this spiritual cleaning and spiritual awareness together every Saturday on Clubhouse. We'll come together at 10 o'clock a.m. On Clubhouse, it's like a unity. Everybody can join in. It's free. There's no charge for it. We come in and we reflect over the week that we've had with the 90-day challenge. Now, it's 90 days, remember, because it's a process. It's nothing you can do overnight. And this time, with this 90-day challenge, you're going to have assignments and you're going to have instructions weekly. Then you're going to have prayers to pray and scriptures to pray over your mind weekly. This is just something to help you to get in the process of renewing your mind, changing your mindset, rejuvenating yourself, taking off layers of heredity traits, trends, generational cursings, and our own layers that we created. Now, if we do this as a unity, it takes a nation to reach the next generation. So everybody get together, call your friends, get it together as a group. You can do it as a church, you can do it as a Bible study, but get with somebody, get in this group, hit the link, both links, get in the group, get in the 90-day challenges. It's unity. Make sure you hit the link for the website so you can get your $15.99 kit. This has got your ebook that you're going to study each week on chapters. This has your 90-day challenge content of where we are, what it's going to be talking about each week, where we're going to be at, self-control. We're going to talk about compassion. We're going to talk about issues of the heart, attitudes of the mind, removing the anxiety, removing all of disorders that's the group in anxieties out of our hearts, minds, and soul, so that God can work through us, so that we can hear him and we can see him, and we're not still living off our conditioned mindset of other people's opinions. Now we're just walking into what God has called us to be, who he has called us to be, and the path of righteousness that he has for us. Get into the 90-day challenge. It started June the 15th. We already in our first week, y'all. Call your friends, get your pastors, get your mothers, get your cousins, get your sisters. Do it as a group. We taking off layers. Your stories shared with another person will help each other. June the 24th, we'll be on Clubhouse at 10 o'clock a.m. But you can get all this information off this website. Let's Be Real, Generation to Generation. Hit the 90-day challenge kit. Get your kit. Go ahead and jump in. Get started. Remember, do it as a group. You want to do it in the summertime because it's too hot and you get in too much trouble. And this will keep you tame. Again, this is Let's Be Real, Generation to Generation. I see you on Saturday, June the 24th at 10 o'clock for us to share our stories and rejuvenate our minds and restore together. God is calling for unity. I look for you to join this 90-day challenge. Like, share, pass this on, y'all. Pass it on. God is speaking to everyone.